Okay, we're ready then to start the post-qualifying press conference for the final round of 2020 at the Algarve International Circuit in Portimao for the Mayo Grand Prix of Portugal. Front row in the final race of Motogp is, of course, Miguel Oliveira with his first Motogp pole, and he'll be lining up on the front row alongside Franco Morbidelli and Jack Miller. In Moto2, it's a return to the press conference room to Remy Gardner, pole position, and 6 poles now in Moto3 for Raul Fernandez as well. We'll start, as ever, with the Tissot Pole Position Awards, and we will start with Moto3. As we just mentioned, he's already picked up a watch today already. Pole in Moto3 with a lap time of 1:48.051. Red Bull KTM Iho rider, Raul Fernandez. Congratulations to you, Raul. Moving on to Moto2 with a lap time of 1:42.592, riding for the 1XOX TKKR SAG team, Remy Gardner. Congratulations, thanks very much, Remy. And into MotoGP with his first pole position since Aragon 2017, with a lap time of 1:38.892, riding for the Red Bull KTM Tech 3 team, Miguel Oliveira. Congratulations. Thank you, Miguel.
Thank you.
As it was the final qualifying session of the year, a quick roundup of the BMW Award for Best Qualifiers of 2020. The BMW M2 went to Fabio Quartararo with 225 points. Maverick Vinales was second. Franco, you ended up as third best qualifier of 2020. And Jack, fourth best qualifier of 2020, so well done, guys. But Miguel, we will start with you. Sorry, Miguel, not in the top 5, but, next year. Miguel, first of all, a great job from you. Congratulations, your first pole position in MotoGP. Winning tomorrow is clearly what you came for here, but the fairy tale has got off to the perfect start. How do you feel about being pole at home here in Portugal?
Yeah, it feels good for sure to get the pole position in home GP after many years not racing in here. It has a special feeling. For sure, we want to do well tomorrow and complete the job. But we have tough opponents, and we need to keep focused for tomorrow's race.
Miguel, how is the setup ahead of tomorrow's race? And do you feel perhaps like you're maybe in the strongest shape that you have been so far this season going into a Sunday race?
Yeah, I feel strong for sure, and my pace is looking very promising for tomorrow. It's true that we had 4 tire compounds to test at the same time that we needed to sort out the setup of the bike. So it's not easy, and I think all of us are going to the race not really knowing what is going to happen after 15 laps. But I'm relaxed. On top of the bike, I feel very good, so I think I can be constant throughout the whole race.
And lastly, Miguel, it's your last race tomorrow for Tech 3. I'm sure you want to go out with a bang. How would you rate this season for yourself? I mean, that wonderful win in Styria, 7 top 6 finishes as well. Have you exceeded your own expectations?
Somehow the win, yes. For sure in this different kind of season, I would have liked to be a little bit more constant. I failed to be in the top 10 2 times with 3 crashes, so I think I could have done a little bit better. But all in all, I feel my season was okay, and I for sure feel like I'm going into next year a little bit stronger and with a different kind of experience to be able to fight in a more consistent way in the top 5 positions.
Thanks, Miguel. Well done today.
Thank you.
Moving on now to second on the grid, Franco Morbidelli for the Petronas Yamaha SRT team. Franco, second on the grid is a great outcome considering you had to go through Q1 here today. So just explain to us how it was today, a tricky day, and also were you worried that maybe you wouldn't get into Q2 because there were a few anxious moments at the end of the session with Brad Binder's time?
Yes, it was definitely a thriller today. I didn't feel so good this morning. We've been trying some things and I didn't feel so good, and unfortunately I wasn't able to get directly into Q2. So I needed to fight my way up through Q1, and I know that's a difficult task because it's full of strong riders, and I hoped that my 39.2 was enough, and it was, but just for a small amount. And when I saw that Brett was coming in hot, I was scared. I was really scared. But finally, luckily for me, I didn't manage to improve also sector 4. So finally, I went to Q2 and I made a good job into Q2. I was fast and really close to Miguel, which is a good thing. And that's impressive. That's how Motogp can be. If it just I don't know, just 1/10, and I could have ended up 13th, and instead I ended up 2nd. So I'm happy about that.
And Franco, in terms of the championship, second place is something that you obviously want to wrap up. I'm sure you've noticed that joining you on the front row, your rivals for that fight for second are not here. So what's the game plan tomorrow, and how do you feel in terms of tyre choice and race pace for tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow is going to be an important race for sure. And I think and I know that Alex is going to come at one point of the race. I will try to make the right tyre choice, and I will try to be as fast as possible to maintain a good rhythm till Alex catches up, because there is always these. We all know that in the race there is always this Suzuki zone, and tomorrow we gotta stay tight and be ready for that zone. So to do that, we need to exploit the maximum potential from the tire in the initial laps.
Thanks very much, Franco. Well done today. Rounding up the front row, we've got Jack Miller from the Pramac Ducati team. Jack, another front row for you coming into this one. I'm sure you would have liked to have been 2 places better off, but front row is exactly where you want to be to attack, I'm sure, for tomorrow's race, because you've been pretty strong throughout the weekend.
Yeah, I've been feeling good from the beginning. For sure, the pole would have been nice, but like you say, front row is key in MotoGP. You know, it makes it a lot easier this Sunday. But I'm excited for tomorrow's race. As the boys said, you know, it's been a rather strange weekend. Yeah, we had the track familiarization test and everything like that, but still having these 2 70-minute sessions on Friday, and having the other tyres as well, like having 4 options to try and get your head around and understand what each one does. It's been a busy weekend, but no, I'm feeling quietly confident going into the race, not overly confident. A lot of the boys have had really good pace. So I think the key thing for us is just to try and get away at the start. My strategy seems to be a little bit different to Franco's. I'm more worried about those last couple of laps. I've experienced a couple tyres drop off, and it's not a fun feeling. So I definitely want to try and avoid that at all costs tomorrow, because especially around here with the elevation changes, when the edge of the tyre goes away, it's not a lot of fun. You can't really stop the thing or turn it. So I think that's going to be key.
Jack, as you say, we've never been here before. You've done free practice, you've done qualifying now, but racing around this circuit is going to be another matter. I'm sure you've been amongst plenty of riders so far this weekend. What are you expecting in the race here tomorrow?
Yeah, even this morning, it was a bit of a harsh move, but I kind of caught Pecco off guard, but I don't know if you guys saw, I tried to, I passed him into turn one because I just wanted to understand that it was just coincidence that it was Pecco, but I just wanted to see how it was like passing somebody there in the turn one, and I was able to do so, but Pecco said, like, when I came past, the wind that hit him, he didn't make it into turn one. He said, like, the buffer of wind that came off the front of my bike sort of blew him off the edge of the track and he couldn't turn into turn one. So we'll have to watch out, I think, for that in tomorrow. Thankfully enough, the Ducati's normally got some decent legs on it, so I don't think anyone should be passing me there, but never say never. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting on the first laps as well, with being in the group. A lot of the corners, you sort of leave the door open on the entry, and big possibility for somebody to sort of stuff you and kind of block past you. But it's the fastest way around, so you've got to try and find that perfect balance, I guess, in the first laps, which again comes back to being on the front rows makes life a lot easier.
Jack, well done today. Thank you very much. Good luck tomorrow. We'll now move on to Moto2. Remy Gardner, your second pole position of the season. And after the week you had last week where you were sick, I'm sure you're delighted to return back to full form. You're in great form in general, so how pleased are you with today?
Yes, definitely feeling a little better than last week. And yeah, I mean, Portimao is one of my favourite tracks. I raced here about 5 years ago with the Moto3 bike, and I loved it back then. So I was excited that we're coming here. I'm having a great time, you know. I think that's also a key point, you know. If you're having fun, it comes a bit easier. And yeah, we worked really well as a team throughout, you know, Friday and Saturday. As you know, everything's new for us and new for everybody. And straight away, I had a pretty good feeling with the bike. And yeah, you know, I was just starting to learn all the little tricks around the track. And yeah, in the end, we managed to put it on pole. So extremely happy with the work we've done.
Remy, there's obviously an important fight going on for the World Championship tomorrow, but you don't play a part in that. Is it kind of a nothing-to-lose strategy for you tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't really care what happens. You know, it's got nothing to do with me. I can't move up a place in the championship. I can move down one, but yeah, I mean, I'm just going to go out there and have fun.
Remy, well done today. Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks.
We'll now move on to your future teammate for next year as well, Raul Fernandez. We'll talk more about that and Moto2 in a bit, Raul, but congratulations. Why are you so good on Saturday? 6 pole positions here. What are your thoughts on the circuit, and how happy are you with this form that you're in?
Yes, this track for me is amazing. I had my first podium here in the Junior World Championship. I had great memories, and I like, and I am really happy to end my Moto3 career with a 1 pole position. And I hope that tomorrow we can fight for the victory, and like this we can end in Moto3 like we won, no?
And just tell us how excited you are, Raul, to move up to Moto2 with Aki's team again. It must be really exciting for you to end Moto3 and move up into the intermediate class.
Yes, also I am really happy to go to Moto2 with this incredible team. I am really happy to continue to work with Aki. Aki is incredible people, and he helped me in everything. And for this, I am really happy. I want to continue with KTM in the future, and for this, it's incredible.
Raul, well done today. Good luck tomorrow. Thank you very much. That's it from me, ladies and gentlemen. Time to get questions from members of the media.
Yes, good evening, everyone. This is Thomas Beaujard from Motojournal in France. 2 questions for you, Miguel. How proud are you that this is your country that boasts such an exceptional track, Portimao, first of all? And then, this is your last race with Tech 3. What are you going to miss most about this, about this team? Sorry.
Yeah, the feeling, of course, is, as I said before, special. To make a pole here in Portugal, especially because in this moment we don't have much going on in terms of sports, and I think people here are kind of thirsty for some kind of emotion, and it is really nice. Leaving Tech 3 for sure is a shame. We have developed over these 2 years a very good relationship. It's very nice people working there for sure. I'll be missing that the most, but this is the life of the paddock. I want to take the chance to go even further in my riding skills, and I think the factory racing team can offer me this kind of tools to be even more ready to fight for more victories.
Muito obrigado.
Obrigado.
Now, are you hearing me? Oh, thank you. I'm Bernardo Matias from Motorcycle Sports. Good afternoon. I have 2 questions for Miguel. Parabéns, congratulations. So the first question, Miguel, Pete Byrer and Hervé Poncharal talked about the extra pressure on you as you are racing at home. How do you face that pressure? Do you feel pressure to win tomorrow? The second question I will ask after your answer. Thank you.
No, I don't see it as extra pressure. For me, it's a privilege to be able to race here. That's it. I want to do good. I want to have fun, and the fact that we race here in Portugal makes it special for me. So I just have to enjoy it, and that's the way I see it. Yeah.
So the second question, Miguel, this is your 5th pole position in the World Championships, but your races are much stronger most of the times. Could the fans expect you to go away dominating tomorrow?
I think it's hard to say because we never had a race here, and to get away, you need many things going on at the same time in your favor. For sure, it is a nice way to win, more relaxed. But as I said before in the beginning, I feel we have very strong opponents. After 15 laps, I really don't know what's going to happen with the tires. So we need to be optimistic, confident, but not too much.
Thank you. Boa sorte.
Hi guys, Lewis Duncan from Autosport. I have a question for Jack. Ducati can win the Manufacturers' Championship tomorrow. I think they're tied on points with Suzuki. You are the leading Ducati rider on the grid. But what's more important to you personally, ending your Pramac career with a victory and putting it all on the line for that, or settling for a position that would secure Ducati the Manufacturers' Championship?
I mean, if we can win, for sure, why not? I know the Manufacturers' Championship is important to Ducati, but at the end of the day, I've said it all along, I want to try and get a victory with the Pramac team, and we haven't got many options left, so we've got one. So, no, if I have a chance tomorrow, but definitely it won't be weighing on my mind at all. If if I have the opportunity, I won't be thinking, I'll settle for second to win the Constructors' Championship. My main focus is on finishing the race and getting the maximum points as possible. I think at this point, we can only really go forwards in the championship, so a win would definitely benefit that a lot.
Thanks, Jack. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Imre Pavlovic from Motorsport Aktuell and Motorrad from Germany. I have a question to Miguel. Miguel, you have been riding here a lot with superbikes. So first of all, how much did the track actually change from the resurfacing? And how much did it help you to ride here so much times and completely different on the Motogp bike compared to the superbikes you've been riding here? Good. Yeah, okay. A question to Miguel. Miguel, you have been training here a lot with superbikes. So, first of all, how much did the track change from the resurfacing? How much did it help you to have so many laps on this track? And what is completely different when you approach it with a MotoGP bike?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. No, yes, I've raced here in 2016, in the summer of 2016 with the endurance bike. The track has been changing bit by bit every year. The resurface has been a huge help because this track had a few bumps, and for sure it is nice to ride in this new track. For sure it changes a lot. The riding from a superbike to a MotoGP changes completely. The way you brake, the way the tire handles and the whole bike, it's much different. So I don't know if I could really compare it. But yeah, it's every time good to get any kind of experience in a track.
Hi guys, Simon Patterson from the race. Question for Jack. Jack, was it a little bit emotional rolling out of pit lane today with Crutch for the last time in a qualifying session, side by side?
Well, I don't think it'll be the last time, but for sure, last time it seemed fitting. You know, it just worked out that we went out together, and yeah, I thought I'd give him a little pat on the arm and say, "Come on, let's go." And yeah, he did. I think it's probably one of his best qualifyings of the year, so might have worked. He might be asking me to do it again tomorrow.
Yes, Michel Turcot from Motor Revue in France. Question for you, Frankie. Tomorrow will be a very important race for you because you can become the most successful riders of the season with 4 wins in the case. You also fight for the second place of the championship.
I can't hear you well. Sorry, I can't hear you well. Very well.
Tomorrow you can
connection
become
problem.
I know. So you can become the most successful rider of the championship this season with 4 victories, and you can also clinch the second place of the championship. What is the most important target for you?
There are 2 big things, but I think that the most important thing is getting and assure the second position in the championship. That's the most important, and that's what I will try to do tomorrow for sure. And in order to do that, I need to make a good race. So let's see what a good race will mean tomorrow. But I'm more on the second position in championship side than on the most victories in a championship.
Hi guys, this is Frank Weying from Eurosport Netherlands. I have a question for Miguel. Miguel, I'm sure that you remember that when you came here for the first time and rode here for the first time, it was obviously a different bike than the bike that you are riding now. But I guess the emotions are still there. Coming from that, what did you think that the guys who were here for the first time this weekend would experience on this track? Where do you think they would have the most problems? And saying that, do you think that was the reality, your assumption and the reality?
I thought that especially second sector would be a little bit harder to figure out, because has many blind corners and very fast ones. So I think going from 8 to 9 and from 9 to 10, I think this is the trickiest part of the track. It's not very hard, but you need to get it right. And once you get it, you start, going more and more. And I couldn't, I really saw that everyone adapted really fast to the track. It's not very long, so I think it's, with the best riders in the world, you can learn it in 10 laps with your bike. So that's exactly what happened. And yeah, I just hope everyone enjoyed enough so that they would like to come back and race here again next season.
Hi, good evening. Tami from Sport 5 Israel. A question for Jack, please. You mentioned the tires, and we know it's a little bit more difficult to know the front tires this weekend because they have the asymmetric and the symmetric for the front. And I wanted to know and the rear, of course, how much knowing what other riders are doing affects your decision, and which other manufacturers are important for you to know the type of tires they're picking, apart from the Ducati, which I assume you can tell?
For sure, I think like the other guys here, we are always, after the session, most of the time you have on the timesheet the tires that the other guys have used, but the hard thing is this weekend is we have 2 hard tires. So it's hard to kind of understand what hard tire they were on when they were doing that run. But apart from that, sometimes I look and you see, okay, they are using a harder tire, but a lot of times, with the different manufacturers, many times KTM, for example, use a harder front tire than the rest of us, and Suzuki's sometimes use a softer rear than a lot of us, especially this season, more often than before. Like before, Ducati we were always on the softer tire. But now it's kind of different. But here's kind of tricky because of the turn 4. You have a long time without being on the left-hand side of the tire. And especially being on the front row of the grid, I think that helps influence my decision on tire choice for tomorrow because of the fresh air on the beginning of the race, and you're not having to push so hard at the initial moment. So, yeah.
But will the decision between the symmetric and asymmetric is really critical for you tomorrow? How much of a difference is that? And also, I wanted to know, how could you leave Rins stranded like this at the end of FP3 without picking him for a ride?
Pardon? How could I what?
You did not pick Alex for a ride. You left Rins all alone.
I was not there. I was already in the box. I stopped a little bit early. And yeah, times are getting tough. During COVID, we are always looking for a fare, but we missed our chance today. But the asymmetric or symmetric front tire, I'm not looking at the hard front tire, to be honest, so it doesn't concern me so much. Like I said, it's hard to get the temperature, and I don't feel comfortable at 4 with it, so I don't think I'm even looking at that tire.
Thank you. Best of luck to all of you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Hello, this is Manuel from Motosprint Italy and Riding Sport Japan. I have a question for Franco. Franco, believe it or not, I have watched the race of 2013 when you won here. And your last lap was really fantastic. You overtook 3 riders. Do you think that the overtaking points are suitable to the Motogp bike? Or we won't tell where it was, but do you think it will work with the Motogp bike?
If the hot spots that I was using in stock would work on MotoGP, no, I don't think so. I definitely don't think so. That was a nice race in 2013. Yeah, I remember it as one of my best races. I didn't expect to win the race in such a great way. But tomorrow MotoGP is gonna be a whole different story. I don't know where are the spots here to overtake because I have no experience on a MotoGP bike here, so it'll be a blind dive, but let's see. Now I can hear you. I cannot hear you. Cannot hear you.
Hello? Yes, no, I mean, during the practice session, have you been trying to understand where you can overtake? Where are the hot spots?
No.
He doesn't need to study. He just finds them on the last lap. You didn't see last week?
No. I mean, this track is going to be difficult to overtake because first corner is already difficult to stop. It's not difficult to overtake. It's difficult to stop itself. And yeah, as Jack said, there are spots where you leave the door open. You're obliged to leave the door open in order to make the corner. But I'm curious to see. Maybe tomorrow in the warm-up I'll make some laps behind somebody to see where I can go through and if I will need to go through, because it looks like at the moment Miguel has a really tough pace to follow. So let's see.
Thank you, Frankie.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Antonio Rodrigues. I'm from Agência Lusa, from Portugal. Miguel, today some riders, they let you pass and then they follow your lines. Did you sense that? What do you feel about it? And for Jack, some riders follow Miguel lines. Do you think he has some secret in his lines? Thank you.
He asked if some guys follow me.
Yeah.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary following, not following kind of strategy. I thought, and I see it as a normal GP, and I think we were more focused on ourselves than following everybody. So that's the way I thought.
I followed him in the first run in Q1, Q2.
Q2.
But simply because he was the guy I saw. We went out together, and to be honest, around here, I found like if you get a marker, it makes it a lot easier to push because everything is blind. So you can find a few tenths around here. Not even if it's somebody a lot faster or somebody a lot slower, you can gauge a little bit more, I think, more than other tracks. You know, other tracks is very easy to go and do the lap time alone. Here is one of the tougher ones, I think, especially like breaking into turn one and stuff like that. It's very easy to overcook it and lose a whole lap.
Paolo Ianieri, Gazzetta dello Sport. To Jack and Frankie, are we going to see a repeat of last week in Valencia? Any bet on who's going to make it this time?
I hope not. I don't think my heart is ready for another thing like that. Yeah, that's what I think.
If Frankie's got that answer, I hope so. Maybe I might come out on top this time then. No, I think, like Frankie said earlier, I think the track is... Valencia is already difficult to pass, but here is another world. Unless you can like stuff it, but then you will create quite a bit of, or quite slow down the pace quite a lot. And it can cause some issues like we had in Austria when Miguel was smarter than all of us.
Yeah, a question for you, Miguel. Knowing that Tech 3 has a very nice relation with KTM, with tight links, and you got this year the same bike as the factory riders, what do you expect for next year? What do you expect to get better?
Slowing down on...
I really need to take a pee.
Well, Okay, what do you expect to get in the factory team that you didn't get this season with Tech 3?
Okay, thanks. Thank you for the question. No, there are just more people involved in the factory team. I think it's a harder job to be in the factory team than in Tech 3 because we kind of have our job simplified a little bit. We need to just do our setup and work on our riding, and sometimes we lack little details, which I think can make a little difference in the race, especially. And that's the only thing I hope to get in the factory team. Is just fine-tune some details that sometimes help us a lot.
Gentlemen, that concludes the press conference. If I could ask you all to please stand for a photo. Thank you. And just one quick photo as well with the three men on pole position with their awards.
See you later, Frank.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Cool.